But today, let's wrap up this series that we've been doing on your health and your marriage. You know, when I think of personal health and how it affects marriage, Jack and Kennedy always come to my mind. They were in their early 40s probably when I met them, and they had been married for almost 20 years. They had 3 children. The oldest was a high school senior, the middle child was in 8th grade, and the youngest in 5th grade. You know, in many ways, they were a typical middle-class family. Jack had worked for the same company for 23 years. He had a great job. It paid well, but it was high stress. Kennedy, she worked from home with a part-time job that allowed her to do the things she wanted to do as a mom. The kids were active, but they seemed to have a good handle on balancing their activities. It helped that the oldest drove and could help out with transporting the other 2. All in all, things had been good throughout their marriage. When they came to see me for counseling, there was not a big issue. No fights, no infidelity, no drug or alcohol problem. You know, in the movie The Sixth Sense, the young boy Cole Sear says, "I see dead people." In the movie, he actually did see dead people. It was a crucial part of the story. If things didn't change for Jack and Kennedy, they were headed for a dead marriage. A marriage that functioned like everything was okay, but had no life inside of it. Their marriage was in a slow downward spiral, and they had no idea how to stop the slide. So I asked them a series of questions. How much sleep do you get? Both said 4 to 5 hours, but they tried to catch up on the weekends. How well do you eat? Well, they looked at each other and actually laughed. It had been a topic of conversation between them before, and way too many meals were fast food as they rushed from one thing to another. I said, "Do you weigh more than you did 10 years ago?" I always hate to ask the woman that question, but Kennedy did not hesitate in saying, "Absolutely." And Jack said the same thing. I said, "Do you exercise?" Well, both said they used to, but it had been a long time. I said, "Do you fight?" No. "Do you communicate?" Yes, but we're usually too tired. Jack and Kennedy did not have a real counseling issue. They had a personal health issue. They would never have divorced, but they were headed for a dead end if things did not change. The great thing about Jack and Kennedy was that they knew there was a problem and they wanted their marriage and their life to be better. They were just so physically down, they couldn't see the problem that was right there in front of them. So we set a plan for change, and once we got going, they had great ideas. They were determined to get healthy, and they did. I wish I'd taken a picture of them the first day I saw them, because a year later, they did not even look like the same couple. They are a perfect example of how personal health problems can affect a marriage. Jack and Kennedy fought and won. What about you? Well, there's keys to personal health as we complete this series. Here are some things I want you to think about. Each of you rate yourselves in the following area, 1 to 10. I consistently get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I try to eat healthy most of the time, and when I splurge, I balance it out. I exercise at least 30 minutes 3 times a week. I try to look my best for my spouse every day. Now, these together answer. As you look at your ratings, prioritize what you would like to work on, and then together make a game plan. How will you support each other as you implement your game plan? How will you be accountable? How will you celebrate your successes? Because I think you're going to have some.